this is probably not something that you should just go out and attempt yourself if you don't have any experience and understanding in the way that a horse relates to pressure. The whole practicality of it to me is that if I put my horse in a bind, I want to teach him to seek relief and find what I want him to do. And in that respect, you know, you can't just go out there and pull on his leg and pull on his head and expect him to lay down. You have to let him find it. And but again, I reiterate that the whole principle of the deal is to make sure that your horse is soft and relaxed. And the more things that you do, whether it's laying him down, teaching him to lead backwards, forwards, left and right, it just builds more and more confidence into your horse to where you're a leader and your horse is a follower. Earlier, we talked about a trained response or a conditioned reflex. Usually, you know, if you put a horse in enough of a bind, he's going to try and find a way out of it. And the best way to do that is to give him an outlet and put it in your direction that you want. So like if I want to teach this horse to back up off of this halter, I'm just going to put a little pressure on his nose, and when he does it, I'm going to reward him. If he takes a step forward, there, this horse is so soft that he's already figured out that when I go to reach for that halter, I want him to back up. That's what I would call a trained response. Now, if he doesn't go to back up, I'll go ahead and put some more pressure on him to let him figure it out. And just show him that if he doesn't respond the way I want him to, that there's going to be more pressure increased. And that's the same thing with like yielding to your leg. If you have a horse that you want to get off of your leg or whatever, you know, I'm going to go ahead and put pressure on the side here. Now, if he doesn't move, I'm going to increase that pressure. Now, when he moves, I take that pressure away. So what I'm doing is I'm teaching him a conditioned response. When he feels pressure on his side, he's going to move and seek relief. Now, after a while, it becomes lighter and lighter and lighter. Now, I'm not saying that I'll never have to put a lot of pressure on him. If he doesn't understand it, if he's not looking for it, or if he's not figuring it out, I'll go ahead and poke him a little bit with it and move him. But when he's moving, I don't want to keep poking him. It's like a lady asked me the other day. She said, you know, my horse is, I'm riding him around and I can't get him to lope. And I said, well, you need to find a starting point somewhere. And you know, if your horse is trotting around there and you're still kicking him, he's only going to keep trotting. He might even slow down because he doesn't understand that there's a reward for doing what you want him to do. If you're asking him to go forward and he goes forward, you need to reward him by releasing the pressure. But if he goes forward and you keep on kicking him, well, then he just says, well, hell, what do you want me to do? You know? So what I try to get everyone to start thinking is that if they can teach their horses to seek relief, there's really nothing that you can't teach them to do within reason. So what I'm going to do here again is just get him to side pass off of this stick. This is a trained response. If he doesn't move, I'll put more pressure on it. If he does move, I'll reward him. When he stops, I'll go. It almost becomes where I can push him with just the air off of this stick. There. What you want ultimately is if this is his side and you push against it, he moves away from it. You don't want to be following him all the time. If you put your foot against that horse's side, let him seek relief away from it and then reward him. That's the best thing that you can do to reward a horse, and like positive reinforcement is by just doing nothing. If you're out there and you're loping him around and you're getting in a big bind, and then all of a sudden he does something right, the first thing I want to do is just drop everything and just sit there. And then he understands that when he does something right, that you're going to leave him alone.